loving this these dates that we're doing. these, right? It's
I know, it's so
I don't
fun.
get to see you all that much during the winter, and we scheduled to do this
No,
podcast together, and we put these dates on our calendar, and now I get to see you twice a week at least.
I know. We just get to catch up.
Well, we are here today because we are speaking to Kathryn Lowell. Kathryn joined us last summer. She was a replacement last summer, and she came in, and we fell in love. She was just, um, I could gush over her because I think that she is exactly what we look for in people that work for us and people that we want to be around. So, um,
Yes, I'm excited to learn more about her.
yeah, I am excited to learn more about her as well.
Yeah, because we kind of were two ships passing in the night last summer because I left like right when she
Oh,
was coming
that's
in.
right. Yes, because you have that school schedule.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, you are in for a treat. So, as I always say, sit back and relax and enjoy Kathryn Lowell. Oh, here she
Hey,
is.
everybody.
Hello.
Oh, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great.
Aria is in New York State,
Yeah.
and you are where?
I am in Georgetown, Massachusetts, which is like an hour north of Boston towards the
Nice.
coast.
Wow, I didn't realize that. I have to look on a map on where you are.
Yeah, so we've got here, Massachusetts has got two capes. The only one people know is Cape Cod, the big one that sticks out. And then you've got a little one right above that, and that's Cape Ann. And so I'm a little bit inland, but I'm in the Cape Ann region as opposed to Cape Cod. Yeah.
Oh,
Cape
the
Ann
more
sounds
you know.
lovely.
It's small.
It's is it a vacation tourism spot?
You still get some tourism, but it's not nearly like going down to the Cape. The Cape is very similar to how people come to the Jersey Shore and they've traveled out. I would say Cape Ann is a lot of people who live up in this area or southern New Hampshire and will come out and beach day trip there and then retreat back home.
Wow. Okay, so right there, I see that people refer to Cape Cod as the Cape.
Yeah,
So,
the Cape.
is it Cape?
So Cape Ann doesn't even matter.
Yeah. So no one even talks about Cape Ann.
Nobody. It's not even a Massachusetts thing,
Yeah.
but I can tell you because I'm here.
Wow.
Well, it's like the Jersey Shore is just the shore for us.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's true. That's right. It's just the shore.
Yeah.
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 But each of the different communities on the Jersey Shore have their own little personalities, and we know that.
Yeah.
And when we talk to people who visit the Jersey Shore, I love asking where they go and what they like to do. But it's not a summer unless you go to the Jersey Shore once if you live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's so fair.
Fantastic. So, your last name Lowell isn't there a town in Massachusetts called Lowell?
In fact, there's a city called Lowell that's a little more northwest of where I am, and there is a relation there. It's not super direct, but I'm a little bit into ancestry and genealogy and things, and so the Lowells are an original colonial family that came to the colonies in 1639 or something like that. And so I can track my family history directly from then until now, and it splits a little, and that's how you get the city of Lowell, where the Lowell mills were, and that kind of situation. But my family settled here closer to the coast on the Merrimack River, and they founded a boat shop, actually, that's still been running since like 1793, and it's still up and running till this very day.
Wow. And those are direct relations to you?
Yes, that's my father's son, and I'm the daughter. I'm the eldest daughter, but that's my great grandfather founded the shop, and it was still run by the Lowells directly until my great grandfather. My grandfather couldn't really handle running it all by himself. So he sold it, but my parents are still on the board there. It's still full. It's a working museum as well as a shop still. So they still make boats. They still do artisan boat crafting. But so they're on the board there and we contribute. And there's also a working museum where you can see pictures of my great grandparents working in the shop. There's a lot of, old paint on the floor situation where you can go
Oh
in and
my
see a lot of that kind
goodness.
of stuff.
I
That's
Yeah.
love that.
amazing.
I love
Yeah.
this. I need
Yeah.
to go.
I'll get you a t-shirt.
I would love that. Hey, how about this? Do you have, obviously you have a Music Man t-shirt or garb or something, right?
I don't
Oh, you
yet.
don't?
So sad.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I have some gear sitting around that doesn't belong to me, but I don't yet have a Music Man t-shirt. I really want the creamsicle tie-dye shirt. I'm first day
Yeah,
coming in.
that's a
Getting
good one.
that shirt.
Peyton has that one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not positive, but I think we just had I'm not positive, but I think we just had an earthquake.
What?
Really?
I just felt the floor move. And it wasn't a truck passing.
What? I've never had an earthquake in
Crazy.
New Jersey before.
I actually felt it go like
Here
this.
before.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see if that actually happened. I'll cut that out.
We'll have to look it up
Alright,
after.
We'll have to check
Yeah.
in and see what that's
Yeah.
about.
Well, I think that's so fascinating that you have family members that, have created a business that is still going since the 1700s.
It's really, really cool. And we're not as involved. Obviously, it used to be, direct family hands-on project. We're not quite as involved anymore, but it's still a really fun and special place to go and visit. And they do a lot of different open house events throughout the year, and I love to go. And people are like, so how do you know about this place? And I'm like, actually, I'm a Lowell of the Lowells.
Wow.
Which is always a fun story. But yeah, Lowell Mills is the same people pretty much, but a different split in the family tree. And that's named after Francis Cabot Lowell, who arguably wasn't a very good person. But he did start the Lowell Mills, and that's how we got industrialization and also unions. So
Nobody really was back then, so
yeah.
to today's standards.
Yeah. Well, we've evolved.
For sure.
We've evolved.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Definitely.
Well, that is fascinating. I want to know more, and I'm so happy that we're going to be together all summer because we could talk more. And I'm probably gonna
I'm so
I'm
excited.
probably gonna go off, today, go down a rabbit hole and do some some Googling and go hit a website or two and
Send me all your
yes,
questions, Aggie. I'm ready to
love
go.
it.
I have a book for you, actually. I have a book that's called The Lowells of Massachusetts, and I can bring it to you.
Who has a book about? I love it.
I literally have a book. I can see it on my bookshelf right now. I'll bring it for you.
Well, I think our family, we have a page. We have a page somewhere. We have a book, but we have a page. Fantastic. So tell us, do you remember your first theater experience?
Yeah, okay, I went to summer camp as a little kid, and they did little camp shows, but I really loved to sing. I loved theater. I loved being out in the environment, but I was so timid. I was so scared to do it in front of everybody. I loved to sing in my room and jump on my bed with my hairbrush. I was terrified to do it in front of anyone. And I had a friend when I was in the 4th grade ask me if I would audition with her to do a kids' production of The Jungle Book at the local community theater. I was terrified. I thought I was going to throw up. And she had me learn in the movie version, the Disney movie version, there's a song at the end of the movie sung by the character Shanti, who's the village girl who comes in. She has this beautiful legato ballad at the end of the show. She was like, you should sing this. And I was like, okay. So I went in and I was terrified. I sang that song and I left, and they cast me as Shanti, which was really fun. But what I didn't know was it was the junior version and it wasn't in the show. And the director came up to me and she said, hey, just so you know, we're putting this in the show.
Oh.
And you're going to have some other things to do throughout the show. And I played the trumpet as a kid, and so I featured backstage in the Elephant March. But I got to sing Shanti's song, and that was my first experience, I caught the bug, and since the fourth grade, I have not stopped.
That's
That's so
great.
special. Yeah.
That's a great story. I
Cool.
mean, that
Yeah.
teacher, which the reason why we're all here is because we had great teachers, but that
Hmm.
teacher, you know, created that fork in the road for you that set you off on this
Yeah.
tangent. Oh,
Hmm. For
that's a
sure.
great. Was that teacher in person in your life further than that experience, or was that just a one? Oh,
Truly not really, but I think it really got it started for me, and I really appreciated them giving me that opportunity. And then I just started seeking out theater wherever I could do it. The local community theater, productions at the YMCA, at the middle school, wherever I could. I was constantly trying to find places. My poor mother was being dragged all over the state. Um,
that's
and
great.
we just kept going.
Well, I had made and I'm just going to give you this little tidbit. I had made a New Year's resolution a lot of years ago. And my New Year's resolution was I was going to and this was actually prior to like, I'm thinking that it was even prior to email. I don't even think that there was email at that time. So it's really dating me. But I said to myself that I wanted to make a list, and I think my list was either 3 or 5 people that made differences in my life, and I wanted to track them down. And uh, the person that was at the top of my list was my junior high school and my high school guidance counselor, Mrs. Cook. This woman, she doesn't realize how important she was in my life. She in our school, we were given a guidance counselor in 7th grade, and they followed us all the way through 12th grade. So, in that particular district, we were really got to know, and they got to know us as people. But I was just telling Josephine recently that every important event that happened in my life and during that period of time, I would run to her office and tell her. And it wasn't until, years later that I realized, I had the syndrome of what would Mrs. Cook do? That was that's how I
Yeah.
was living my life. And
Mhm.
how she was just so important to me. And if she is listening to this, I hope she knows that. But I did find her, and we had a very nice conversation. Um, and but it's so hard to tell somebody how influential they are in your life. They were just doing their job, and
Yeah.
that's what's so wonderful about great teachers is they're like, yeah, I do this for everybody. I'm so happy that it
Mhm.
you know but she was wonderful. So go look for that teacher, go look for that person.
That's Yes, I definitely feel inspired. I'm not only gonna try to find her, but I'm definitely gonna try to find some other people that I think have made a really big
That's great.
difference and let them know. So
Yeah.
thanks
Oh,
for that,
you're
Megan.
welcome, you're welcome. Um, so what that set you off on this tangent of theater, uh, but as you were going through all of that, did you find, was there ever another choice post high school that you weren't going to be go into theater or go into doing something creative?
Yeah, actually. I don't know if this is a thing that a lot of people know when they meet me because I'm such a big goof, but I really, really, really love science, and I really wanted to be a physicist. My aunt and uncle are physicists with Fermi Labs. They work on the dark energy survey projects. They look at the stars and figure out all sorts of really awesome things.
Wow.
And I felt they're so cool. So hi guys. But I felt really inspired by that, and I really enjoy it conceptually. It's something that I really like to talk about, but I almost see it in a very poetic way. Like I like talking about it in a very inspirational, artsy way. And so I really, really consider doing that because it's generally more easily lucrative. There's a
Mhm.
bit more of that going on. But I realized that my love of it really wasn't in the day to day crunching the numbers of the thing. And I didn't want to lose my love for talking about it and enjoying it by focusing on the thing I didn't like. So I still really enjoy it, but I didn't end up going into it. But I really enjoy opportunities where stuff like that comes up in theater. Those are shows and plays that I really love. Lauren Gunderson she has a whole series of plays that are really about women in STEM throughout history, and I love them. Highly recommend those. So yes, I was almost a physicist one time.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure that there's something creative that they're doing because they have to think so far out of the box of not,
Goodness, yeah.
thinking things through differently. And that's
Mm-hmm.
as creative people, that's what we're always doing. We're always trying to think of something from the other side. Um, so that's
There's a lot of problem solving that you have to do, and you're in that respect, you're pioneering the ways of going about solving and finding these answers to literally the universe. And so I'm sure there's
yeah,
a lot of creative things they have to do, and so I still really enjoy talking to them about it. And my brother is in school for engineering, and we also really like to talk about that. So
that's great. So
yeah, I still get to enjoy it in that aspect.
so brother, tell us about your family unit.
Yeah, so it's me, my parents, and my brother Chris. Um, he is a senior in college studying mechanical engineering, and I think he's minoring in aerospace. Um, he is super cool. He's always been, I'll say, a theater nerd, but he hates being on the stage. He did one show ever, and he did Annie Jr., and he was the dog, Sandy, and he decided he never wanted to step foot on the stage again.
My
But he
brother, my
really,
brother was
really,
the same exact story. He was in one play, but he was so good, but he did crew for like the rest of high school.
yeah, my brother, phenomenal singer, although he'll never sing in front of you alone. But he did the audition choirs as a kid. He was in a cappella with me, which was super fun, and the honors choirs. But he really found a love in light design and light technician work because my mom used to be a lighting technician when she was in college, which I didn't know for a long time. But so they have this fostered home up in the booth, and I like to direct and perform, so I would be down doing those things. Some of my favorite experiences from high school were when I was directing, actually, and I would be on the headset with my brother up in the booth, and we'd be making stuff happen together. Um, yeah, I adore him. He's so funny.
That's great.
And my mom used to be a light technician. She's in a lot of ways, my mom and I are super similar. I get a lot of my drive from my mom. I love her to pieces. And she works in pediatrics, in the business management aspect of the things. And I love my mom so much. And my dad works in software design for different music software. So he used to work for Avid, which did the software for movies like Avatar and things like that. And then right now, I don't remember what the parent company is now, but he works for Isotope, and they do a lot of designing software and different hardware for musicians, specifically out of home studios, and things like that. So we're all nerdy theater people who like the technical elements of it, but still really enjoy the arts of it. I think we all have our different angles about it, but that's all our commonality.
That's fantastic. I was thinking when you was
Yeah.
explaining your brother that he wanted to be an engineer, my mind immediately went to, wow, he was almost going to be a boat maker.
Well, you know what he really, really likes working on? He's so fascinated by F1 racing and cars. So
Wow.
I don't think he'll make it to boats, but I think his dream would be to go work on some really, really awesome cars.
Well, he has it in
Um,
him. He
I
definitely
see
has it
that
in
for
him.
him. That's his capstone project, is working on it right now, and I think he'd love to go do it on a major scale. That's where I see him.
That's great. Well, we
That's
look
awesome.
forward to meeting him this summer.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it brings me to it brings me to what I love about you. You just gave a master class on how to appreciate your family. And I have to tell you that it comes out in you without even knowing about your family and knowing about your feelings about your mother and father and your brother. Um, it comes out in you in just meeting you for the first time. You are this positive person, um, and I call it a consistent external vibe of being positive. Now, I know that we're not always positive. I know we have our down days. And that's why I say this external vibe, um, because there's sometimes when we have to be out there and be with people and we're not feeling our best. Um, but
Totally.
you're not living with it on your sleeve. Um, and I'm sure that Ari and I are going to see when you're not 100% this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that I truly love about you. And the other thing that, you came in at a time of the summer when it's so hard for us. We're getting into that last 3-4 weeks of the summer. And we've been going 16-hour days. Not all of us. We do get days off, but when we are together, even though we're not physically working, um, as on the floor waiting on customers, we're thinking about it. We're up during the day. We have our routine, whether that routine is to go to the beach or walk on the boardwalk or everything. It's all in preparation to what we're doing at night. And
Mhm.
that's why I say it's 16 hours a day, because we have to mentally be strong, because it's so fast when we're for those 5 or 6 hours we're together. It's so
Mhm.
fast. Um, so you came when we were, I don't want to say at our worst, but you came at a time where our energy wasn't what it was in June. Um, and
Yeah, we were just trying to get through it at that point.
yeah. Um, and your mantra was, what can I do to help? And I think a lot of people that were with us didn't even know that you were a performer. You came in as a non-performer to help us out. It could have been a one and done, uh, but after Josephine and I got to meet you and be with you, we were like, okay, she's definitely not a one and done for us. What can we do to get her back? So we're thrilled to have you back with us. And that you also,
I'm so excited to be back.
yeah, well, we're excited to have you. You support those around you, and those things all come out. So when you're coming to the Music Man this summer, uh, you need to seek out Kathryn. She will give you energy just by being in her presence. So uh, come and visit the Music Man and say, "Hey, I listened to your podcast. I need to meet Kathryn."
I'll come on over. I'm always excited.
Oh my goodness. So Aria, how long were you with Kathryn before you left for school?
um, Not long. I don't think. What do you remember when you came? The exact week?
What's, I mean, how I got there was so wild because, um, like a lot of people, like Hilda before me and many others, I got there by way of Ethan Batters, but not in the regular way.
Yeah, not in the
Ethan
traditional sense.
Batters is my wonderful partner. We met doing Camelot early last year. And so I was coming down to the Jersey Shore to visit, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be so fun." Um, I wanted to be in the performing environment, uh, and I love ice cream. I'm a manager of an ice cream place here at home. When I'm not performing, I run an ice cream shop, and so I was like, "Yay, Ethan and performing and ice cream! This is the best day ever!" And I got there, and Aggie was Basically, like, I hope you packed a big enough bag.
Yeah, we
Because
actually are gonna need you to
you're
stay.
actually staying.
Yeah.
um, and then that's how it happened. I think I got there maybe early mid-August. Like, it might have been like the 12th or the 13th or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
because
think
I
we
think I
left
was.
for school almost immediately.
Yeah, it was probably like a week
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't
And
really get
then,
to know you very well, but I heard
yeah.
wonderful
But
things
I
from
enjoyed all
Ian.
the time we got to spend together, and then you were back at the very end for a brief second. So I'm glad we got to cross
Yeah.
paths, and I'm really excited for this summer because I think we're going to vibe really hard.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So
You love Ethan. I love Ethan.
yes.
Peyton, I love Peyton. It's all going to be great.
Yeah.
So Camelot, where was Camelot when you met Ethan?
Camelot was out in Colorado, in Pueblo. It's kind of in eastern-ish Colorado, but pretty close to the Rockies. Yeah, we met out there and we just kind of instantly became best friends. And after we left, we just realized that there was no way that we couldn't continue to be in each other's lives, and we started dating long distance, and we were trying to meet up in different places. I went to go see his show out in Wyoming, just outside of Yellowstone. And so this is one of the first opportunities I got to come down and work with Ethan together as partners, was down at the Music Man. And we haven't really stopped, which is kind of amazing. We don't advertise it really. Not a bad. We love to work together, and I think we work well together, but we don't go into things applying as a couple. We go in as individuals who are going to collaborate with the team and not just with each other. And we have really not stopped. We have been working together until right now. He makes his off-Broadway debut today. Shout out to Ethan in Harmony. Get your tickets.
Woohoo!
So this is the first time in a while we haven't been working together, and then we're going to be back at the Music Man together, which is awesome.
Oh, so exciting. Was there once you got to us, you had heard about this opportunity? Well, you heard about the Music Man in Colorado, and Ethan. If you don't know Ethan, you got to know. You have to love him and get to meet him and be in his life.
Sure.
He
If you think I'm full
probably
of
talked
energy, just go spend 30 seconds in a room with Ethan Batters.
Yeah. He probably talked your ear
Ethan,
off about
he loved talking about it.
Yeah, so
I remember when he recorded his podcast episode last year. I remember it.
oh my goodness. So was what he said about the Music Man, was it true when you got here? And or not even true? Did it, whatever your expectation was, did it meet your expectation, or where was it right and where was it wrong?
I think he pretty much nailed it right on the head. I mean, it's such a fun environment that's so hands-on with the audience and working together. It just sounded like such a blast, and you're working on, it's not like a straight up musical, obviously, but you're working on these numbers and you really get into presenting them and how you can digest individual numbers and set them up in such a fun way to make this cohesive piece for your audience. And it is one-on-one with your audience. I mean, they're right in front of you. And I have a pretty extensive background in immersive theater as well. So that sounded like a blast. And then, like I said, I love ice cream. Being in an ice cream shop is home. I've been doing it since I was in high school. So I was like, this sounds amazing. And when I got there, not only I felt like I had a really good grip on what I was getting into, but I was just so blown away and so happy to see what like a family the whole shop was. Everyone works together to support each other in a way that's really beautiful and fun. And Aggie, you and Joe do such a good job of supporting and uplifting everyone and creating this really amazing environment that definitely not only inspires the cast and keeps the cast morale up. But that definitely directly translates to the experience that guests are having when they come in. It all is directly dominoes into each other. And I just really loved seeing that. I loved getting to experience it. I loved being a part of it, even though I was back, in the kitchen or running a takeout window. I loved getting to watch the show in the moments I didn't have to do anything. I was just blown away. And so when you and Joe asked if I would want to come back this season, I was like, I absolutely do.
Well, I'm so happy that you had that experience.
Mhm.
It is a wonderful place, and we do love being here and love, what we've created. Um, but what I'm finding is the people that have had these experiences are bringing these experiences to other people in their lives, and we're seeing this happen. And that was not one of my goals. Never thought that the influence would happen, but you know I'm thrilled, and thank you for saying those kind things.
It's all true. You deserve every word of
Well,
it. So
thank you. uh, so you've had some. I have to share something before we move on. Can I share something?
okay.
I
Yeah.
just got a news alert on my phone that in Tewksbury, New Jersey,
That's
there
where I
was an
live.
earthquake, a 4.7 magnitude earthquake.
Oh my, wait,
Love an earthquake,
I live
Aggie.
in Tewksbury.
Well,
That's literally my hometown.
they felt an earthquake. All these alerts are starting to come in now. That
And my mom is there. I gotta call her after this. She didn't text me
I
or anything.
Definitely do. That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
at
No, we never get
10:23
earthquakes.
a.m. So what I felt and shared with you was an earthquake.
Oh my god. And I can't believe it said specifically Tewksbury because like nobody talks about Tewksbury, but that's exactly where I
Yeah,
live.
Tewksbury.
right on my phone, Tewksbury, New Jersey.
Oh
Um,
my god. Oh my gosh, I gotta call her
That's
after this.
yeah. Okay.
all your folks.
Um, wow. Wow.
This is a crazy time for this podcast.
Okay. All right. So where do we go from that? Um, so you did some theater this. You had some jobs over the winter. Tell us about those.
Let's see. What have I been doing? So when I left the Music Man, I went up to Salem, Massachusetts, the home of Spooky Town, uh, and I worked at a theater called Gallows Hill, and they run a whole bunch of events that are in line with spooky season, but also really uh, talking about the history of the witchcraft trials and some of the local lore and legends around that, but also like the historical significance of it and what really happened. And so I was in 3 different events throughout the months of September and October there that were all immersive, direct communication and work with the audience, even if you're within a scripted character per se. And so that was super, super cool. And then I went down to King's Dominion, which is a theme park in Virginia, and I was in a show called The Mistletones, which is a Andrew Sisters style 1930s, 1940s Christmas show. So myself and 2 other ladies, and we did our trio show through Christmas and New Year's. And then I just did Children of Eden at Seacoast Rep in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'm pretty close to the New Hampshire line, so it's only half an hour away. And we worked on Children of Eden, and that was really cool because I was in an offstage pit choir. I don't know if you've ever listened to the score of Children of Eden, but it is incredibly intense.
It's a great
There's a
one.
lot going on, and
If you have
so
not
yeah,
listened to
they
it.
really needed some voices backstage to beef it up. And so I was singing the soprano one line. So anytime it shot up into the stratosphere, I was holding down the fort backstage with my little microphone. And yeah, so Ethan and I worked on that together. He was also in the pit choir. He was our baritone, and so we worked together on that. And now I'm getting ready. I'm getting so pumped to come back out to the shore.
Packing your beach towel and bathing suit.
Yes.
I really got a suitcase already on the floor. I need to calm down.
Good deal. I mean, you did a lot over the year, this last year. Tell us about tell us about vocal health and how you deal with it.
Yeah, I think the more you perform, the more you get in tune with how your voice feels and how your throat feels. I think really focusing on being healthy in like how you're singing, not trying to push your voice to be bigger than it is. I love my voice, so I'm not hating on my voice when I say this, but I don't necessarily have what you would say is a big voice. And that doesn't mean I can't belt, but I don't have a what they would call like a bigger timbre. And so I don't try to push my voice to stretch farther than it goes. It still sounds clean and it sounds well put together if I just sing in a healthy place for my voice and not push it too far, because when I do that, that's when I start to tire myself out. And so if I stay on top of that and really focus on that aspect of it, I tend to do okay and not tire out too quick. That in combination with, making sure you're getting sleep and drinking enough water and all those things. Like, it sounds cliche, but it really adds up. You have to take care of your physical health. It does affect your voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah.
So, as we start getting to the end of our time together today, we have this thing that we ask some rapid fire questions. We were
Sprinkling you with questions.
That's right, sprinkling you with questions. That's right, and we were wondering if you would take part in that.
Of course.
Okay, excellent. Aria, would you like me to go first, or would you like to go first?
I can go first.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Got a new one today. If you had unlimited money to start your own business, what would it be?
A theater company, hands down. I would start my own.
I think I would have the same answer.
Company. I love to direct.
Yeah.
It's something that I also really enjoy putting together the big picture, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if somewhere down the line for me in the future that becomes a goal for me. Yeah, I would love to open my own company.
Yeah. That's great.
Hey, wonderful.
Wow, what do I do to follow up with that question? Oh my goodness.
Good one.
A good one. All right. How about this one, Kathryn?
Okay. What
is the best sandwich?
Oh, all right. Well, to Aggie's dismay, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat deli meat. But one of my favorite sandwiches, there's a sub shop down the road from here, Leo's, and they do like a grilled veggie sub, and they throw all the works in there, add some cheese, put in hots. I will eat a hot veggie sub all day long. That's my favorite.
I would love that sandwich.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All right.
Aggie's getting a t-shirt and a veggie sub.
Oh my goodness. I think we need to take a road trip to Massachusetts. So I could go to Cape Ann. Is that what it's called? Cape Ann?
Yes, Cape Ann.
All right, Aria, you're up.
What sound or noise do you love?
I love the sound of rain. We have a room in my house. Our living room area has kind of these higher vaulted wooden ceilings, and one of my favorite places to go when it's raining is in there, because it just echoes and reverberates off the walls in such a nice way, and I can sit there and like have a cup of tea and fall asleep. It's a very soothing sound to me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have any special skills?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ones that have been helpful to me. I am pretty good. I'm pretty decent at dialects. I've done a lot of work actually in Irish dialect. I've done some films and some other things in Irish. What else I got? I know some really basic ASL, enough to get by. And my black belt in Kempo karate.
Okay, see, that's the
Whoa.
special skill
You
that
should
we
have led. You
needed.
should have led with that. Yeah, you should have led with that.
It's been a hot second since I've had to use that for anything, but I like to do physical things. I like to move in space. So yeah, I have my black belt. We all have our black belts actually. That's all our special skill. My brother and I both have ours in Kempo. My parents have theirs in Thai kickboxing. Could we do anything now? No, it's been a hot second. But yes, we all have
Your family,
a piece of paper
your family sounds
that
awesome.
says we're all nuts, but that's okay. Yeah, those are my and I can wiggle my ears. There you go.
Wiggle your ears. All right.
Yeah.
Do you have one more, Aria? Or should we go
Yeah,
into...
should we do our song association?
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Because we forgot to do it
okay.
last time.
We did.
Gotta
We're
bring
gonna
it
we're gonna have to bring Hilda back into someone else's podcast and ask her.
I know. We'll give her a redo. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Explain what it is first.
So, if you don't know song association, I'll give you a word, and you have to sing a song that has that word in the lyric.
Okay, I understand this. I'm really stressed.
Don't be stressed.
I
have an easy word to start out. There's lots of songs. Your word is
okay.
Your word is dance.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Ooh.
I want to feel the heat with somebody.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am terrible at that game.
I love that game. I actually play it in my free time. I'll literally look up on YouTube. They have like song association games. And it'll give you the word and you have 10 seconds and you have to find a song. So
Okay.
Hey, that's a
love
really good improv game. Get your brain
All
moving.
right.
Yeah.
Get your
It's fun.
blood flowing. I like
Okay,
it.
write it up, Aria. We'll do it as one of our group builders.
Okay.
Yes, I'm for it.
Excellent. Well, Kathryn, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yes.
And
Of
maybe
course. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're thrilled that you're with us today, and perhaps if we do a Ethan podcast and bring him back, maybe we won't tell him and we'll get you to pop in.
Oh, I would love that. I'll party crash for sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, and we count the days until we're together.
Me too. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'll see you guys so soon.
See you soon. All right.
Yep, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How fantastic is she?
Great. She's so wonderful.
Oh my goodness. Give me 10. I want 10 of those.
No, yeah, she's really, I'm so glad that I got to know her better because we only were together for so little time last summer. And I'm excited to hang out with her and Ethan. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. It's really gearing up to be a fantastic summer. I'm excited just to bring all the people together.
Me too. That's my favorite part.
The first time that we're all together. It's going to be May 14th. It's going to be May 14th this year at 9:30 in the morning. Is the first time we're going to be officially all together in one room.
I look forward to it.
I do too. So Aria, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for spending time and
Of course.
bringing your energy to this. And hey, I don't even know who's on our. I can't even foreshadow and say who do we have next week. We have no idea. So stay tuned, everyone, and be sure to reach out if you have any questions for these wonderful people that we're bringing on to the Music Man this summer.
Yes, thank you for listening.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye, Aria.
Bye.
The Best Summer Adventure is brought to you by the Music Man Singing Ice Cream Shop.
Visit us on Facebook at The Music Man or on Instagram at The Music Man Singing Waiters.
You know, you could also email us at bsa@themusicman.com. We would love to hear from you.